Okay, we are back again. This is the last Lightbox, or really light project for spooky season. So since what Halloween bumps up at the end of the year with our saints, Dia de los Muertos in Mexico. So what I decided to do was Calavera, or what is it called? Calaca. I think that's how you say it. But skeleton or skull style, very very stylized. Like we did skull a few months ago. This time we do full skeleton. Let's decorate it up a bit. I'm gonna say him because I give it, one of those sombreros of the mariachis and the flamenco dancers there. But yeah, this drawing's a little bit more complicated, not a lot. We still keep it kind of basic cartoon. Yeah, sketch it out. Okay, so one thing when drawing, you start simple and then you add details. Okay, I'm gonna let you watch me draw for you. See, he's not the only one. But yeah, I'll let you watch me draw for this, and I'll come back shortly. Okay. Cuando baja el sol, me acuerdo de ti. Aquella noche triste cuando yo te perdí. Okay, so when you're drawing something, you should just draw it all the time, and you have it. Look up reference material, like lots of reference material. Like for this, I know I wanted more simple, easy skeletons. So I looked up simple skeleton drawing and stuff like that. Then you could look at it and use it for reference. Maybe even try practice a few before you decide on the final one. I like this little hat. It looks like a Spark Pie hat. That's it. I don't know, like jazz musician, not jazz. Maybe jazz. Anyway, musician. And then now we're going to go in with our basic. You'll see as I do this, I'm just going to, I'll expand some from the outlines. Like I decided I wanted the hat wider. The paper was not quite as wide as the glass and everything. But anyway, I go through and I just kind of go back over what I've done. We'll go in here in a minute. Another thing I've been slowly figuring out is you have long lines. Try to do a whole line. It's a good reason to make sure why your liquid lending bottle is full and everything is gone to give you what you always. If not, it'll give those little poops. Anyway. You'll have like a little splatter of the liquid leading come out. It's not too bad. Like most people don't seem to mind. As we do this, not just doing it. If you do several, you should maybe try to improve or get it better looking. Yeah, that all works okay. But anyway, yeah. So I'll just finish up doing outlines here, basic outlines, and I'll come back in a minute. We start on more flashy bits. Okay, so and I have camera off, but here I'm going in and adding detail. I think it's another one where I forgot to record it. But just kind of flower petals around the eyes and the same motif around the chin and stuff. And then I give him mustache, little detail to nose holes. You just kind of do what you want to do. This is another good time to look up reference people. Look what people have done with different sugar skulls, and that's our any of the decorated skull motifs from Mexico. But yeah, you follow what I'm doing, but you make it your own. Go in and add some, basic detail or flare or flash, whatever you want to call it, to the hat. Look up different pictures of things like Calacas and Catrines, and there's a bunch of names for all this stuff. You will find it as you look. One thing that happens here is I'm adding these, wanted. They're not marigolds, like these marigold petals sort of pattern to the inside the eyes. See how that one gets a bit off, center. And that's okay. I think it gives it a good look. And then here I am. I decided I want to keep on with this kind of death motif, and I put in my big background look kind of like caskets. I give it like quilted pattern for, I don't know what they call that, pad. I've not called it before for someone, but I don't remember anyway. The bedding at the bottom of the casket, so people can stay comfortable. But yeah, then when I'm doing it, I realize, oh wait, I can use a ruler to keep my lines really good and straight and parallel, moderately even spaced. It all ends up looking pretty. So maybe this is something to try. Just when you're doing it, be careful moving ruler. It slipped on me a few times. I was lucky it didn't mess up the leading inking more than normal. But yeah, you take time and you do it yourself. Make it yours. I'll stick with you a few more minutes as we start writing. Sorry. I did the eyes a little bit different. See, I filled them in and then I wiped it out. I used that to spread it. But yeah, instead of really getting in and trying to mix or spread it out, I did my technique of, you put that in the middle and then you draw a line around it and then I draw the other. I'm going to do that, I think, with most of these. Gives it a really neat look to it, kind of almost wild or trace. I do think I go into here to do a pin or something, kind of spread. Not a lot, yeah. But yeah, just keep carrying on in paint, Kind of, I will say on this one and some of the others, it may not be worst idea to maybe pick out colors. Although this one I use a lot because these are supposed to be, really bright. But you what works best for you. And also remember, if you mess up, you can just pull all this up, or if you have X-Acto knife, cut off bits and pull them off. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. We'll talk about some more stuff. Okay, so as I'm doing right, maybe we talk about the design a little bit more here. It's so this let's see, I actually pulled it up. So all in all, the idea of it is like I said, a Calaca, which is the word for skeleton or skull maybe. But with Calacas, they're two different. There's male and female. The female is a Katrina. That's the one you see most often, like the boy one, But often she's paired with Katrine, which is described as a male dandy, which just means he dresses fancy. Didn't know that, see? When you do this art and you look out references in the theater, you learn things. So that's good. So in future, I need to make female. We'll figure that out. That could be a fun future project. But yeah, so here we are. We're just going, and I'm, whiting in the bones. I kind of debated putting maybe like an amber color I can put in under these. Like right here, all right, so edges of coffin, I start out with brown. But it's a bit dark, and I go back over it with amber. In future, I'm going to try to figure out better ways to mix and maybe do more stuff with brush. You have to do more layers with brush. You can mix better, I think. Also, with thinner layers, it helps too. All right, now we're filling in, like I said, the pattern. I wanted kind of checkerboard pattern, but I wanted variation. So I start with my waterborne, more reddish purple. And then once I get done with these, I'll come back here in a minute and I'll do alternate squares with the purple, and with violet. I kind of messed up a little bit, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Once again, if it bothers you too much, you can just cut it out. Yeah, see? Hold on. Cut it out and fix it. Yeah, now I'm going back in with violet purple, but I'm leaving other spaces because I want to go more color. Like I said, this one I wanted really colorful, really neutral. Yeah, well, no, let's just move this. I think I bumped the table there. Yeah, going. Oh no, I let it dry. Okay. Yeah, going in. One thing you need to be careful with, and that I've really gotten lazy about, I need to get better. Don't do it. But when you're going in colors, at times you need to let stuff dry. Or besides, like I said earlier, with ruler, slipping and getting it leading when it's not dry yet, you'll end up smearing your hand into a lot of these colors. So yeah, just take your time. These I felt a little rush with because I was doing them during spooky month of October. Supposed to like ever being smart to doing these things a few months ago when it's like, oh, there's no rush. Not that there really was either. I didn't rush on myself. Yeah, anyway, all right, here we go. So I start adding in other colors. I think I do like red, blue, green, yellow. We'll see here in a minute. And I do alternating layers. Or layers? Section. I don't know. I will say I do like if you're going to do this. Doing random can be a bit weird to me. So I like to somewhat repeating pattern of color. Like, see, so I have red, blue, green, yellow. And I go, next one I do red. You just keep them in that order. Alright, I'll be back in a few minutes. We still need to not just finish this, but I think fill in background and have a few other things to do. Okay, I'll be back.
Yo sé que el mundo no es para mí, que con fortuna yo no nací. Yo sé que quieres que odie todo, que nunca viva la vida feliz. El viaje es largo y hay que caminar, y de mi suerte no voy a llorar. Toda mi alma la voy a entregar, y si me muero fue bueno viajar. Fue bueno viajar.
So I decided to do background. I actually had this idea fairly soon after I thought about the coffin thing, make background really look like it's in the earth. So I put in some earthworms. I ended up doing other different colors and spots and squiggles, a little bit more freehand. Opposed to, drawing it all out ahead of time. Sometimes that works, sometimes it don't. When it works, it's great. When it doesn't, it can be hard thing to finish. You have to think a lot. You have random ideas. But anyway, yeah. I'm just kind of going in right now and feeling in these squiggles because, the leading takes a little while to dry. Although I've gotten better, and if you feel comfortable, you can try it too, but I've gotten better about that. Knowing when it's dry enough to start feeling it. Also at different colors, different, the two different reds. I think I picked up maybe brown or something. I don't really get that. But, oh yes, purple. But yeah, kind of give them a little bit of dimension. So I go in red and the purple on the edges with I think it was the golden yellow or what this. I don't know, the more golden yellow. Yeah, so I'm kind of mixing in dirt and some squiggly, maybe party string or colors. These are my two different yellows. Alright, see, I've got them filled in. Anyway, so then I go back in with the brown, so it's like the darts. And that gives it, helps seal it all together. I would say on most of them, honestly, you'll put to me oh, this is way too bright. And when it dries out, it gets a lot darker. I'm also trying here with the dark to not go one thing when you're doing this, and you'll see it, is you put in layers, especially if you do thinner lines and stuff, your bedding will get, better down, or even some of the squiggles. So if you take your time and do it, you can just do your best to fill in as much. Although one or two of these end up looking a bit blurry, but it looked good, so it's all worked out. But yeah, just take your time, do your best. You got this. All right, I'll be back in just a moment. All right, right now, if I remember right, it's I'm going. This isn't really white. This is that holographic stuff. Because I think that's nice sparkle when it's all dry and looks good. I don't anyway, really notice it when the light's actually behind it. But I really do think it, when it's not on, it really helps it pop a bit more. Just something to think about. You can experiment with, the different colors and stuff like that, whatever bright. All right, I'll be back in just a minute. Talk some more. Okay.
Voy a llorar. Sé que un día me vas a dejar.
All right, so now I think I still end up using the other side, but you'll see. The white paint will reflect more of the light and stuff, So I paint back. I add a bit of this blue glitter I have. You don't really see it, what I end up doing, but it's just a bit. Then I take some more of the white paint. I used spray paint before when I did this. This time I use this brush on stuff because it's pretty opaque, but I still end up doing something. Yeah, if you want, you paint the edges and the back piece, paint those white. It'll really help reflect it a bit more, I think. Is what I told you. And now I'm just going over, I'm fixing the edges. One problem I noticed that I do a lot is I don't know, I think maybe it contracts. I really been trying to get more in the edges. But for some reason, I always end up with these white spots I don't like. So yeah, I just kind of go in and really just go around my foot, try not to say crazy. Anyway, not fill in whole square, just fill in, do a different line. Helps add a bit of texture too. You can skip this, and you can skip all of this if you want. I don't know if you do, I don't know. All right, but yeah, so we just fill in the edges a bit. Go back over, make sure I got all the gaps. I don't want the light really going through. I have learned, so I have I use he's like the Artman Lightbox. Those LED things for tracing. Started using that. See, there it is. You put it under. And when you put the stained glass back over, it gives you an idea where you miss spots. Empty spaces and gaps and stuff, so you can go back over and feel. For this, I was holding it up to, light and ceiling. That doesn't really help. This lets you see it in real time. Also lets you know where some colors aren't maybe thick enough, or you want to add some more on top to make it a bit more vibrant. That's good. I like that. And that's kind of what I'm doing here. Also, hopefully, some spots you missed in mistakes. Like if you mixed the inking apart, or not ink, what is it? Doing the liquid leading, or you totally forgot to paint the part or something like that. This is good time to fix because we're getting close. Yeah, okay, yeah, what's the holographic I added on? Yeah, we're just going in, like I said, fixing some blank spots. Okay, more black, because as I've said before, the black, I'm glad to have it, but it can take a little while to have it even to a way I like it. The other colors don't bother me as much. Black will do it every time. All right, I'll be back shortly.
Son como nubes que el viento llevó, ni siquiera me importó cuando mi yegua me abandonó, pero el día que yo te encontré fue cuando mi corazón se rompió.
Right now, I take minutes and I go over some lines that either got buried or some that weren't all the way to edge. Just kind of fixing, which is what we're in now with the fixing and patching part. Doing edges of squares or checkerboard marks? I don't know, these marks. Making sure they're all good and filled in up to my standard. Going back over with a little bit more of the brown. Kind of once again, feeling some light spots. Kind of lines and stuff. So yeah. All right, I'll be back shortly.
un carro y buena lana. Amigos pocos tengo, siempre me acompañan para donde sea que yo siempre vaya. No soy presumido, pues traigo buenas marcas. Un 370 cargo, siempre manejando con mis zancuditas bien acompañado. Y si se pasan de la raya los tenemos que aplacar. No soy de pleitos pa' que sepan, pero no me de dejar. Solo tenemos una vida y hay que saber disfrutar. Con pacas verdes en la cuenta nunca me van a faltar. Y así suena Ramiro LR.
Alright, so I don't know if maybe I did say so. Anyway, at first the lights look okay, but I decided once I get done with it, I don't like them. I want a more white light. I end up buying USBs. But these look okay, and if you're doing something similar and you think these look good, go for it. I will say no matter what I'm going to have to go in and add speech. So I'm kind of glad that I just went with different lights. The strands out of strip. Lights I end up going to use, not only are they USB so they plug in, but they are also have switch on so you turn them on now. This is just kind of like also in the box thing. So see me now, I plug it in, look at like, no, I don't like that. So I pull everything out and I end up just, yeah, here we go. I just take those off and start over. Yeah, that's right. I end up going with the front, the black felty side. I end up doing it with the lights. I don't really worry about the reflection. It still comes out looking pretty. Yeah, here we go. So now we have to do a hole to run wire through. And don't worry, because the plug won't fit. But we drill a hole that's same size as wire. So what we'll do is once you get this covering off the string tip, I just unsolder it. Easy. And I know soldering can be a little bit scary at times. Just trust me. Take your time. It'll all work out. Just make sure you know how to cut your strips and then jump into each other. Yeah, here we go. You even see, like I said, you'd never be afraid to quit at the beginning. Just start over. And just pull those other lights out and say, all right, we're going to go with these. Even these, lay one down in the middle of the eyes. You don't have enough on wheel. What I end up doing is putting like a quarter or whatever. And then I have this little bit left and I don't want to waste it. So figure out where the eyes will be and just put it behind me. There we go. We're just going to take a minute. I'm going to lay out the edges of the real lead and solder it. I put solder on so it'd be easier to wire on all edges. Once I get done with this, really the hardest part is because it is LED, the power only goes one way. And also I tried to figure it out in circuit so I don't have like crazy long wires running across back. I can just go from one end to nearest end. You'll see it. It ends up working out. I think I ended up using like a silver permanent marker to mark out like, okay, this one goes from here to here. You can. But yeah, okay. So we'll and I got to do soldering. Came with whole kit. Came with some solder and stand, which is really nice. Hope I can keep up with these ones. Yeah, here we go. All right, we're just gonna start. I went through it instead of doing like the positive and negative. I just connect all the negatives and I connect all the positives. Not hard, easy to do. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, I got the negative hooked up from one to the other. And then I end up making sure, I don't know what I was going to do. You can't really have okay, then we do adjustment. Yeah, it's just I cooked all the negatives up. In the order I figured out the best way to go. Because what you want is, you don't want to go around the edge and just be left in the middle or something. You have super long wire, so you take a minute, some time to figure out the path you should run. It'll come out really good, I think. I do like how the soldering iron is blue and everything's blue. Blue's not even my favorite color, but it's how life works, yeah. So now we'll go ahead and add the positive. I've got the thing plugged in so I can test it. I do think even if you're not going to, when you're soldering, I think it's a good idea to go ahead and unplug at least the wire we use to run lights. Alright, so here we go. We're getting close to it, I think, now. Yep, just solder up. Make sure it all works. I did have once I got it all soldered up. I don't know if I showed it or not, where it didn't work. It just when it wanted to come loose. And there we go. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it was something else. I don't remember what, so you'll learn with me. Oh yeah, that's right. So in other words, I've used paint and stuff to kind of dampen the color going, to make it more translucent and spread out. This time, see, when he buys this canvas, he gets these bulk ones, and they have these plastic sheets. I don't know, it's fairly thick, like cardstock. It's a little bit thicker plastic. And I realized I can use it to diffuse, so I just, sand it on both sides to really roughen it up. That creates really good diffusement layer. Now also, a while back, I bought this kind of holographic privacy paper, and I lay it on you don't really see the holographic part because of all the paint over it. It does leave neat texture when you get closer to look at it. So this works out good system. Also, I think originally I wanted it the size of opening, like you have edges on side, but I ended up making it big enough so I can spread it, really have it on the back and then set the frame thing on. And if you're using this sort of non-adhesive, it's standing stick or whatever, make sure you put in lots of water. It takes squeegee time. Oh, that's right. This is what I decided. Now this is what works. Also, somehow the piece of paper I have is a little bit short, but you can't tell once it's in there. Yeah, now fix the problem I made, make sure everything works, and we'll just shut it up and get it all together. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully it won't be too much longer until next one. I think I have an idea in my head. For like the next little run, we'll maybe step away from the stained glass and paint for a little bit and try something different. Alright, well enjoy. I will see you later. Goodbye.